news. China's foreign ministry issued a decisive stance addressing the European Union's approach to Russia-related sanctions, high-tech export restrictions, and trade rhetoric. Officials emphasized a stern stance towards the EU's sanctions tied to Russia, warning against unilateral measures perceived as politically motivated. Meanwhile, Beijing rejected the EU's overcapacity argument, calling it a misguided and protectionist view that distorts the relationship between supply and demand. On trade with China, officials argued the EU to ease restrictions on high-tech exports, arguing that barriers are harming constructive economic engagement. At the same time, China announced its willingness to import more high-quality European goods, extending an olive branch to European producers while reaffirming its position on fair and open trade policies. Now we go back to our guest discussion with Dr. Satoru Nagao. He's a fellow at Hudson Institute, joins us live from Tokyo, Japan. Now, how do China's arguments against EU's overcapacity view reflect its broader approach to global trade and supply-demand dynamics, according to you?
China thinks the EU's policy is ally of the United States policy. So that's why the escalating the current US-China competition. China thinks the EU is imposing sanctions because they are ally of the United States. So, but what happened is, of course, there are two aspects. One is business related, another one is security aspect. Security aspect, yes, China is right. EU or European countries are ally of the United States, and they do not want to sell the high-tech machine to China because China will exploit such kind of the business chance for the military purpose. So that's why this is not comfortable. But at the same time, business-related issues also exist because when many countries export China the high-tech machine, China copies this one and makes the new one as a made in China and export other country. That is not comfortable. So that's why if China has already did such kind of things, that is a violation of the promise between two. So that's why this is not good. So both the security aspect and the business aspect, EU-China trade has a problem. But recently, when the Chinese Foreign Minister this month indeed visited Europe, his remark was a very big problem because he clearly said, if the war continues in Europe, US cannot concentrate the policy against China. This means that China won't want Russia to continue the invading Ukraine. This is not a comfortable remark for Europe. And so this remark or this way of thinking itself creating the problem between Europe and China now. But that is reality indeed. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Satoru, for joining us and sharing your insight throughout our news.